Pioneers. This group of 10 stories show that sobriety can be lasting. They stopped in time. 17 stories may help you decide whether you're alcoholic. Also, whether if a meeting of AA is for you. Over by The Lost World. They lost nearly all. Those who believe their drinking to be hopeless may again find hope in these 15 impressive tales. Pioneers of AA. Dr. Bob and the 9 men and women who here tell their stories were among the early members of AA's first group. All 10 have now passed away of natural causes, having maintained complete sobriety. Today, hundreds of additional AA members can be found who have had no relapse for more than 50 years. All of these then are the pioneers of AA. They bear witness that release from alcoholism can really be permanent. It's like heart disease, there's no cure. Dr. Bob's Nightmare, a co-founder of Alcohol Anonymous, the birthstone of our society, dates back from his first day of permanent sobriety, June 10th, 1935, after the Titanic sank, to 1950. The year of his death, he carried the AA message to more than 5,000 alcoholic men and women over by the Olympics in the multiverse of the Lost Worlds. And to all those he gave his medical service without thought of charge. That's what this is, okay? I'm going to keep reading. In this prodigy of service, he has well assigned by Sister of St. Thomas Hospital in Akron, Ohio, one of the greatest friends of our fellowship will ever know. I was born in a small New England village of about 7,000 souls. The general moral standard was, as I recall it, far above the average. No beer, no liquor was sold in the neighborhood. You can find the word neighborhood from the word In God We Trust over by Providence. Is a statue of no limitation. A statue is a fossil. There's a fossil over here as we go back in time. And Proverbs is a fossil too. All I remember is Grim, of the Grim Reaper. And the word God says, love thou neighbor. And it says, no beer or liquor was sold in the neighborhood except at the state liquor agency, where perhaps one might procure a pint if he could convince the agent that he really needed it. Without this proof, the exception purchaser would be forced to depart empty-handed with none of what I later came to believe was the great Pakistan for all human ills, which sounds like a snake in the grass. Men who had liquor shipped in from Boston or New York by an express were looked upon with great distrust, disfavored by most of the good townspeople. The town was well supplied with churches and schools in which I pursued my early education activities. My father was a professional man of recognized ability, and both my father and mother were most active in church affairs, which is known as socializing. Both father and mother were considerably above the average in intelligence. Unfortunately for me, I was the only child, which perhaps engendered the selfishness which played such an important part in bringing on my alcoholism. Now, remember, there's no cure for heart disease. And they gave free medical advice with this book. There's no cure for alcoholism. From childhood through high school, I was more or less forced to go to church. Sunday school, evening services, Monday night Christian endeavor sometimes was on Wednesday evening players meeting. This had the effect of making me resolve that when I was free from parental domination, I would never again darken the doors of a church. This resolution I kept steadfastly for the next 40 years, except when circumstances made it seem unwise to absent myself. After high school came 4 years. Now, this goes back around Titanic, okay? That's a lot of UFOs dropping people off over at the Olympics, okay? And this is Dr. Bob giving out free medical advice around the Titanic year. And these are the lost worlds. And they keep saying state. It sounds like it's just the lost worlds. And everyone is a believer from these years. This has condemned my soul to hell. I will burn in hell for this. Because to talk this out like it's orthodox again.